Lewis Hamilton equals Michael Schumacher's record. Unbelievable stuff. Danny Ricciardo on the podium. It's tattoo time, baby. Let's go. Welcome to my F1 channel. Welcome to Peter on Pole. My name is Peter in pole position. Let's talk about the WTH moments of the Eifel Grand Prix. First of all, Eifel Grand Prix? We're in the Nürburgring, yeah? Why not the German Grand Prix? Why not the European Grand Prix at least? You know, I blame Formula One for the 8-year-old, the 9-year-old in me who first saw the European Grand Prix and made me think European was a country. I blame you, Formula One, for that. What about the poor 9-year-olds now? What, Eifel's a country? When they're going to be asking their parents, is Eifel a country? Oh, don't worry, man, the pain. Oh, I'm with you. Nico Hulkenberg back in the Racing Point. WTH. Apparently, Lance Stroll was ill, like really ill. Oh, but it was good to see him. It was good to see the man, to see the Hulk back in that Racing Point. Weird, though, about his crash helmet still being black and yellow, and he's in a pink car. It just looked wrong. It looked wrong. Another Nico. How about Rosberg on punditry? Oh, that was all in the fields. Crofty didn't take long, did you? At the start of the race, it was Bottas and Hamilton battling it out on turn 1, and you almost said Sebastian Vettel instead of saying Valtteri Bottas. What's the matter with you, Crofty? Vettel hasn't been on the front row for God knows how long. And his car is red, and Valtteri's is black. They're very two different cars. Get it together. It's not even like they're both German or they're both Finnish. All their names sounded like Sebastian Vettel, Valtteri Bottas. I don't get it. Turn 1 was risky with those Mercedes though. Bloody hell, both of them wanted to go off the track. And guess what? They are so fast that nobody was even close to catching them. Max, come on. I thought he was going to be right on top of them. Yo, that Alex Albon lockup was real. Not having a crash in turn 1 was a bit weird though. Like, I feel like I just got used to the crashes when we didn't have any crashes at the start of the season. More crashes in turn 1. Shout out to Kimi Raikkonen with a bit of rally driving in turn 2. Martin Brundle when he said that Leclerc is the cork in the bottle. In lap 4 when he was trying to keep Danny Ricciardo behind him. Well, it was such a strange analogy, but I totally understood what he meant. Oh, Roman Grosjean getting hit in the finger with some gravel. Oh, that must have been painful. That must have been very sore. It was a very cold race and the track temperatures were low. The weather was cold. And then your fingers getting exposed every time you might turn out of the cockpit. And then to get gravel hitting you. Oh, my God, the soreness. He thought the finger was broken. It must have been so numb. Now, this is like by lap 6, 7 or something like that. Oh, he had a long way to go. The old switcheroo. Oh, it's a statement I cannot stand. I don't know what it is. Well, I can't stand it when Crofty says it. I don't know what it is, but the old switcheroo. And he said it over and over again in the race. It drives me nuts. Stop saying it. Oh, we got our first mention of rain. Of course we did. Lap 7. Team radio for Carlos Sainz. There's some small and light rain coming. Or small and light clouds. Or small and light rain may be appearing. I'll just leave the rain alone. Let's forget about it. We've had our rain on Friday where there was no practice whatsoever. It wasn't coming for another day, please. Albon pitting in the first time to get his tyres changed because, of course, that massive lockup that he had. And he was in 20th place after that. And I thought, well, there you go, my friend. That's what, Alex Albon. Same story every week. Oh, there was some great racing between Danny Ricciardo and Charles Leclerc. It was a good battle. I really enjoyed it. And that Charles Leclerc. Oh, mwah. Ted Kravitz. Yeah, I like you, mate. You're a top geese. But you and Crofty talking about the rain and the clouds when there was a major battle going on between Lando Norris and Sergio Perez. Like, what, come on, focus on the screen. Turn 1's nobody's best friend. Did you see when Vettel, when he sort of spun off in lap 11, and then Crofty even said, was it Crofty or Brundle? I think it was Brundle. Brundle said that, oh, Vettel having a moment. Ha, hilarious. He tries to make a pass on Giovinazzi, sort of swapped sides, changed his mind. Then the rear axle just gave up and locked up, and then that was it. And yet that was him on the medium tyre, but then he had to go in to the pits, Sebastian Vettel, and jump on the hard tyre. So, in the race, Bottas was 1.7 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Good stuff. Good, love to see it. All of a sudden, Lewis Hamilton, the next clip, Lewis Hamilton's overtaking Bottas. What's happening? Bottas locks up. It was a nasty lockup as well for Valtteri Bottas on the soft tyre. And when you give Lewis Hamilton just a little bit of an inch, that is it, bruv. He's taken the yard, went into first place, and then that was that. Kimi Raikkonen, what are you doing to George Russell? What are you doing? Hitting into the back of him, like, come on. George Russell has to retire. He's got a puncture. He's got an issue with the suspension. It was all gone Pete Tong. But then, to soften the blow, Kimi Raikkonen gets himself a penalty. deserved. And then Alex Albon, hitting into Danny Kvyat. Why? The gap was not ready yet. It wasn't ready. You were overtaking Danny Kvyat. All you had to do was just carry on, and then you can close the door. You closed the door far too early. You're so annoying. Now all of a sudden, Danny Kvyat's wing's gone, and this isn't like turn 15, right at the end, so you can't even go into the pits. You have to do a whole lap without a front wing. Alex, you muppet. 5-second penalty for your troubles, Alex. Well deserved. I thought you should have got 10. Bottas is having all kinds of problems now. Perez and Norris absolutely just passing him with ease. And it turns out that he had an issue with his car and he was forced to retire. Valtteri Bottas out of the race. Gutted. He was very unlucky, I think. At first, I was a bit annoyed with him. But as you think about it and you look back at it, he just had some awful luck today. And, well, there you go. Meanwhile, Hulkenberg in 10th place. What? He started 20th. Hulkenberg started 20th. He was in 10th place at this time. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. Another flat spot from Alex Albon. I mean, you couldn't make this stuff up. Even if I tried, you couldn't write it up. He was trying to pass Pierre Gasly in, guess what turn? Turn 1. Turn 1 has been awful for some drivers today. But then went into the pits and I'm thinking he's going to serve his penalty. Oh, no. They've turned the car off. Albon retires. Wow. Well, something was wrong with the car there, but Alex, you've had an awful day. Ted Kravitz said there was an inner gremlin in that car. Inner gremlin? Oh, something about that made me laugh. Esteban Ocon saying he's got no gears, he's got no braking. There's another hydraulic issue now with the Renault car. Oh, and he's forced to retire as well. Esteban. The gearbox just gave up. He didn't even make it to the pit box. I think he stopped by a McLaren's garage. Norris complaining that he's losing power in his car. Team radio telling him that he should just carry on, flick a few buttons and change strategy and all these codes and words I didn't understand. Norris was getting very hacked off because 4 laps later they decided to pit him in. Just put the kid in, man. We need some raw pace from Norris. It got me thinking, though, like, with no Friday sessions, like, whether these reliability, let me get that word out, reliability issues, whether that's going to play a part in this, because the temperature was freezing cold and no practice runs at all. So some of these issues some of these cars were having, maybe they could have known it ahead of time. Who knows? Lap 33, Charles Leclerc was 4th, and I thought, my God, Charles, you're a magnificent man. And there was a great battle between him and Sergio Perez fighting for 4th place. Eventually, Perez did overtake him. But, man, Charles, bruv, like, if I had beef, like, I'm calling you up because you seem to do things out of nothing that I love and relate. Lap 40, when Gasly overtakes Kimi Raikkonen. But then Martin Brundle says it's Gasly overtaking Charles Leclerc. Bro, whoa. Was that Brundle or Crofty? No, it was Martin Brundle. I don't expect this from you, Martin. Come on, they're 2 different coloured cars again. Raikkonen is in the white car. Leclerc is in the red car. We should not be mixing this up. Man, Lando Norris, lap 44, the car just cuts out. The way the engine just snaps out. If I was a Formula 1 driver, I'd be so scared because you're driving at such fast speeds and then all of a sudden the car just loses power. He parks up by the side in the gravel, sort of past the gravel area, trying to find like a little exit there. Safety car comes out and boy, this race just started to spice up a little bit. It was great news for Danny Ricciardo who could change to the soft tyre. Sergio Perez took track position, so he was up into 3rd place at this point. But then he went in and pitted in afterwards because he saw a bit of a gap. They've then pitted him in under the safety car. Then he puts on the soft tyre, so he goes back into 4th place. It's all a bit confusing, I know. But you could tell this was going to be spicy. Why? Because, of course, Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, who's just been running a steady race up until now, and the gap completely sandwiched back to nothing. What could happen next? Bloody hell, that shot of all the cars passing the safety car, for track position, it was bloody dangerous, wasn't it? Is it me or are we just seeing too much of Ferrari versus Alfa Romeo for my liking? It's far too much. They're saying Kimi Raikkonen versus Sebastian Vettel for the front row of the grid or the podium. Fair enough. But not for 13th, 14th and 12th and 11th. What is that? Martin Brundle, another one now. You said 92 wins for Lewis Hamilton instead of 91. This was before the race had finished. He was talking about what could potentially happen. But, bro, relax. He's on 90. Hamilton's on 90 at the moment. He's going to 91. Lap 55, did you not see a little bit of kissing between Magnussen and Sebastian Vettel? I don't mean literally. I mean just the tyres, a little caress. Nicholas Latifi overtaking Kvyat. Bloody hell, good job. Latifi didn't finish last in the race. Wow, Kvyat, I'm so sorry, bro. There you have it, 35 WTH moments in this Grand Prix. But let's get to the juice. Lewis Hamilton. 91 race wins, equaling the great Michael Schumacher. Unbelievable performance. And did you see Michael Schumacher's son, Mick Schumacher, handing over one of Michael Schumacher's helmets? When he was at his time in Mercedes as well. It was a touching moment. We hope, Michael Schumacher, you're still fighting. We're hoping for a speedy recovery from you. But man, I tell you what, I had a lump in the throat when I saw Mick Schumacher handing that helmet to Lewis. And Lewis was clearly taken back by it as well. Man, that is something. It is such an achievement from Lewis Hamilton. 91 wins in Formula One. You bad boy. And nobody else has won more. And we're going to see Lewis win more, of course. So what an achievement. What a day it's been for Lewis Hamilton. Fantastic. Well done, man. P1, another win. And you extend the gap to 69 points on Valtteri Bottas. Ooh. Max Verstappen, solid. Mad Max in second place. I thought I was going to get a bit more pace from him. A bit more of a challenge between him and the Mercedes. Especially because the way qualifying went, he was phenomenal in qualifying. But he did what he had to do in the race. He kept it steady, kept it firm. Second place. And he nicked the fastest lap on the last lap as well, gaining him an extra point. So big up to Max Verstappen for doing that as well, man. Big up yourself. But third place, ladies and gentlemen, Danny Ricciardo, third place. And the reason why I'm so excited and why I'm so happy, check the video I've done on Danny Ricciardo's bet with Renault team principal Cyril Abiteboul, where if he gets a podium, then Cyril is going to get a tattoo and Danny Ricciardo gets to choose the tattoo and where on the body it goes. So good to see Danny Ricciardo. I was like, my smile, I was beaming watching Danny Ricciardo just on the team radio, walking up the podium, you know, having the champagne. It was just fantastic. It was brilliant, a brilliant sight to see Danny Ricciardo finally. I mean, you know, finally. It's been, 2 years since he's last been on the podium. Danny Ricciardo, no way, no chance. But he got there, and a tattoo is pending for you, Cyril. And Danny Ricciardo also said that the tattoo will be kind of German-based because obviously being it done in the Nürburgring, and, you know, just want to tip his hat off to where it took place. Sergio Perez in 4th, Carlos Sainz in 5th, Pierre Gasly 6th, Charles Leclerc 7th, the Hulk, big man Hulkenberg in 8th place, Roman Grosjean in 9th, and Antonio Giovinazzi in 10th. Fantastic stuff in the top 10 there. It was a brilliant race. I loved every moment of that. I don't know why, but I just did. I think at the end, because, you know, the adrenaline goes up right at the end of the race, and then you sort of just need to sort of just calm down, let the dust settle a little bit. But man, fantastic stuff. Sebastian Vettel out of the points. That was probably the one downer on the whole day. No points finished for Sebastian Vettel in Germany. Oh, no. Latifi not finishing last, like I mentioned earlier. Fantastic. Big up yourself, Nicholas. Happy for the Williams team, especially with what happened to George Russell. Nicholas Latifi, you hold yourself some pride there, mate. So, as I've mentioned just now, the retirements were George Russell, Valtteri Bottas, Esteban Ocon, Alex Albon, and then unfortunately Lando Norris. And it was a good deck chair moment as well, just like of the Fernando Alonso ilk. You know, it was fantastic. I do feel sorry for Bottas. I feel sorry for Bottas because at the end of the day, like, you know, he tried. He really did try. And it's probably the first time where you could say, do you know what? He really tried to have it out with Lewis Hamilton. The overtaking he did when he just lost his position, gained it back, was brilliant. Okay, he had a flat spot, was ready to do a new strategy, was looking for the undercut, and he thought, it's still going to be game on. This race isn't over. But then the car, oh, man, poor guy, man. Poor guy. Those were the WTH moments of the Eifel Grand Prix. I almost said German. I'm going to say Eifel Grand Prix. Let me know if I've missed out on any WTH moments. What moments do you think? Bloody hell, yeah, Pete, why have you not mentioned that? We go to Portugal next. If you like the video, make sure you share, like, and subscribe. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, it's lights out.